Son, you're 22 now. You're standing at the edge of a cliff called adulthood, looking out over a horizon you can't fully see yet. The wind is at your back, the ground is solid beneath your feet, but the leap is yours to make. I've been where you are. I've made the jump, stumbled on the rocks below, climbed back up, and kept moving. And if I could go back and speak to myself at your age, there are 5 things I would tell him. Things I learned through mistakes. Long nights, empty bank accounts, and a few victories I almost missed because I wasn't paying attention. When I was your age, I convinced myself that my life was nothing more than the sum of what happened to me. I thought my boss didn't pay me enough because the world was unfair. I told myself my parents hadn't given me enough of a head start. Enough resources, enough guidance, and I believed the world simply didn't notice me, didn't care about my effort, didn't value my presence, so I waited. I waited for the right circumstances to magically appear. I waited for someone to see my potential and give me a break. I waited for life to suddenly feel fair. But, son, it never came. There was no perfect moment, no hand reaching down to pull me out of the mud. The day things began to change for me was the day I stopped pointing fingers. I stopped keeping a mental list of who had wronged me, who owed me, and who was responsible for where I was. That was the day I understood something that took me years to accept. No one is coming to rescue you. And I want you to hear me clearly. That's not meant to crush your hope. It's meant to set you free. Because when you stop waiting for a savior, you realize the truth. You've had the power all along. You've been holding the wheel. Even if you didn't believe it, your life is yours to steer. The unpaid bills, yours to solve. The mess you're in, yours to clean. The direction you're heading, yours to choose. And here's the beauty in that truth. When it's on you, you can change it. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need the world to agree with your plan. You can start today, even if it's small. Don't run from that responsibility, son. Don't treat it like a burden. Wear it like armor, because once you accept that your life is your responsibility, no one can truly control you. You're not at the mercy of luck or handouts or someone else's approval. You're free. I used to believe money was simple. You work, you spend, and then you work some more. But here's what I didn't understand. Every dollar you waste isn't just gone from your wallet. It's a small piece of your future you've quietly traded away. It's the trip you won't take. The time with family you'll miss because you're working overtime. The freedom you give up without even realizing it. I learned the hard way what debt truly feels like. It's not just numbers on a bank screen. It's a weight that sits on your chest before you even open your eyes in the morning. It's knowing the first hours of every single workday aren't for you or your dreams. They belong to someone else. It's watching opportunities pass you by because you can't afford to say yes, even when your heart is screaming for it. Son, I don't care if you're making $800 a month or $8,000. The principle is the same. You must take control of your money now, not someday. Save something every single month, even if it's only a few dollars. Build an emergency fund so that when life throws you an unexpected bill, you're not knocked flat. Don't fall for the trap of shiny toys and luxury you can't truly afford. They'll lose their value the moment you own them. But the payments will keep following you like shadows. Money isn't everything, son. But without it, you'll spend most of your life working to build someone else's dream instead of your own. And I want more for you than that. When I was young, I thought friendships and relationships would last forever if they started strong. I thought loyalty was enough to keep people in your life. But here's the truth, son. Not everyone you start with is meant to go the distance. People change. You'll change. And sometimes the roads you're walking will lead in completely different directions. The hardest part isn't losing people. It's realizing they're still alive, still out there, but no longer walking beside you. You'll have friends who were like brothers to you one year and strangers the next. You'll meet people who feel like they'll always be there, and then one day, without warning, they're not answering your calls. And it won't always be because someone did something wrong. Sometimes it's simply because your growth pulled you away from who you used to be. Here's what I've learned. You can't hold onto everyone. If you try, you'll spend your energy fighting to preserve something that doesn't want to be preserved. Instead, be grateful for the season they were in your life. Take the lesson, keep the memories, and let go without bitterness. But never forget this: the right people, the ones who truly belong in your story, will not require you to shrink yourself to keep them. They'll clap for your wins, stand with you in your losses, and walk with you even when the road gets dark. Those are rare. Protect them, and never be afraid to walk alone for a while, because the wrong company will cost you far more than solitude ever will. Son, one of the biggest traps you'll face in your 20s is thinking you have all the time in the world. I used to believe that too, that there would always be a better moment, that I could start later, that somehow tomorrow was guaranteed. But the truth is, tomorrow is never promised, and opportunities rarely wait for you to feel ready. I've watched people spend years waiting for the perfect time to take a risk. Start a business, ask someone out, move to a new city, or chase a dream. They were waiting for the stars to align, for more money in the bank, for a little more confidence. But here's the secret: that perfect moment doesn't exist. Life will always feel a little messy, a little uncertain, a little scary. If you wait too long, the world moves without you. That girl you liked, someone else asked her first. That job you wanted, someone braver took the shot. That dream you had at 22, by 32, it starts to feel like something you used to think about. And the saddest thing is, you won't even realize how much time slipped away until you look back and see all the doors that quietly closed while you stood still. Son. Action is what builds a life, not waiting. You don't need perfect timing. You need courage and urgency. Even if it's messy, even if you're not fully ready, start. Send a message, book the ticket, launch the project, make the call. Because the truth is, you'll never regret moving too soon as much as you'll regret never moving at all. The world doesn't pause for you, and one day you'll realize the clock has been ticking the whole time. Don't let fear or comfort rob you of your best years. You have this moment. Take it. Son, I've lived long enough to see that the people you surround yourself with will quietly shape the direction of your life more than almost anything else. When I was younger, I thought friends were just people to have fun with, to pass the time. I didn't think too hard about who I let close to me. But over the years, I realized something dangerous. You can be pulled off course without even noticing it. Spend enough time with people who complain, who settle, who blame the world for everything, and you'll start to think that's normal. Their habits will rub off on you. Their fears will plant seeds in your head. And before you know it, you'll be living a smaller life. Not because you chose it, but because you absorbed their limits as your own. But the opposite is also true. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who work hard, who dream bigger than you do, and you'll find yourself growing just to keep up. You'll be inspired to take risks you wouldn't have dared alone. You'll hold yourself to a higher standard because the people around you do the same. The truth is, you can't choose the family you're born into, but you can choose the family you build around you. This doesn't mean cutting people out cold for not being perfect. It means being intentional, knowing who lifts you up and who quietly drags you down. Life is too short to spend years swimming against a current you could have walked away from. Son. The road ahead will be full of decisions: where to live, what work to do, who to love. But perhaps the most important decision you'll ever make is who you walk alongside. Choose well, because the people you let close will either fuel your fire or slowly put it out. And when you're my age, you'll realize it wasn't luck or talent or timing that made the biggest difference. It was the company you kept and the man you became because of it. Son, at 22, you don't need to have the perfect plan. You don't need to know exactly where you'll be in 10 years. But you do need to start living by truths that will hold you up when life tries to knock you down. Own your life. Control your money. Master a skill. Protect your health. And speak your heart before the moment passes. Every day you wait is a day you won't get back. Start now. Do something small today that your future self will thank you for. And years from now, when you're standing where I am, you'll be able to look back without regret. And maybe you'll be passing these truths down to your own son.